Today, we have with us a White Scholars alum who was involved with the White Scholars program about 5 years ago. Uh, One of my most memorable moments with this alumni was a late evening here at the Teen Center in the tutoring area. And I noticed these students sitting past almost closing time around 7 p.m., sitting by the corner, with his headphones on and just hitting the books, just studying. As I approached him, I asked him why he was staying so late. He told me that he didn't have as much space to study at home, and he liked how quiet the teen center was after hours. He even looked around and said, "Look at all these empty chairs and tables for me to use to study." This made me remember how my high school and even college years were when I had to study in the kitchen tables next to my mom's sliced onions, and people eating around me, just not the best place to study. At the moment when the student alumni share his thought, it made me realize how the teen center can bring such value of resource to our teens, not just from the Berkeley community, but around the communities around. I would like to introduce Thafir. He graduated from White Scholars in 2015. He went on to go attend and graduate from Wesleyan University in Connecticut, where he studied and graduated with government studies with concentration in comparative politics. After college, he joined Teach for America and just completed his first year as a fourth grade teacher in Richmond. Thafir, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jose. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thafir Al-Zafri, as Jose mentioned, and I am a 2015 Y Scholars and Berkeley High alum. That means it's been 5 years since I left Y Scholars, a place that I know many current graduates call home. But I first want to congratulate you, the class of 2020, your family members, and your loved ones. I also want to acknowledge that this is not under the circumstances that you and your families dreamt for yourselves. You all are living through a global pandemic, racial injustice, and inequality in many forms. I also want to name that the killing of unarmed Black people in this country has made many of you angry, upset, and outraged about the world we are living in. Thank you for standing up for what you believe in and for continuing to persevere. These wheels of change are turning, and you're a part of that change. Today, you are now high school graduates, and all of you are about to embark on a journey into a world that for most of you is unknown. Our past ancestors prayed for this moment, and you're now living it. When I took a chance and stepped out from the comfortable and into the uncomfortable, that's when my self-discovery began. I remember when I was in your shoes 5 years ago. I heard plenty of stories from many college students and alumni. They told me what college would be like, and to be honest with you, it was nothing like what they said. Today, I would say when something is unclear in the slightest, there is room for assumptions. These assumptions protect us from the unknown. My personal journey through college was my unknown. In hindsight, I realized those stories I was told were just stories of individuals. And I am my own individual, and so are you. You will not know the experience of college until you set forth on your campus, whether that's down the street from your house, in a neighboring city, or out of state. Your experience will be different. I went to Wesleyan University in Middletown, Connecticut. There was no one that looked like me there. I mean, it was Connecticut, but for 4 years, I was the sole Yemeni on campus. I don't know about you, but applying to college and going through this unknown process was like jumping into a pool, but on the deep end. When I first stepped foot onto my campus, I felt like I was finally swimming towards that shallow end. In the beginning, many of the small things I was curious about were answered. What do the dorms look like? How does signing up for classes really work? And even what does the bathroom and shower situation look like? I started to address the assumptions I had developed in my mind, many of which were true, but others were not close to reality. Really quickly, I found myself applying to things that I never would have done in high school, which I think was one of the best pieces of advice I received from my counselors and mentors at Y Scholars. I received email updates and started attending things and found myself in situations I would have never imagined as my high school self. I joined different clubs, organizations, and even did stand-up comedy. I joined the Wesleyan Refugee Project, the Middle Eastern Student Union, and eventually started my own stand-up comedy club called Awkward Silence. Many of these experiences shaped who I am now, and it's also allowed me to figure out what I enjoy both on a personal and professional level. And that is my advice to you. Explore. Explore what you like. Figure out what college is like on your campus and how you fit in it. And if it doesn't come right away, that is okay. Stepping out of your comfort zone allows you to figure out what you like and more importantly, what you don't like. Once you start to figure out what those things are, the world and what you can do for it start to become a little more clear. So move out of that zone. And I know it's easier said than done, but I promise you the end result is bright. With that and your exploration, I wish you really good luck on these new journeys and congratulations again. Thank you guys.